Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rounding the Bases podcast. I'm Coach Tom Coons, along with Coach Zach Cart and Coach Chad Porter. Tonight, we got a couple of, I guess it's breaking news stories. And Zach, why don't you get us started with that first one that came out from Major League Baseball?
Yeah, and so it's really exciting. I think it's exciting for youth and amateur players just because it solidifies that dead period. So from my interpretation of it, basically, Major League Baseball is no longer going to allow scouts to basically scout high school players from October 15th to January 15th, and then college player from November 15th to January 15th. And so why that's really important is, there's a lot of big showcases and different things that occur in the wintertime in Florida, Texas, some of the southern states that bring in those really high caliber players that might not necessarily be as seasoned or as well trained as they would be in the middle of the season. And so I think that it's really important for those guys to get a break, especially your big arms. They need to get a break with the amount of leverage that we're putting on arms now. For the high school guys, I mean, they're basically a 3-month, no-fly zone, which is fantastic. I think it's the right thing to do. It's the best thing, I think, since PitchSmart, when they came out with PitchSmart. And so I hope that it makes the right type of impact with amateur baseball.
And we actually talked about, you brought that up a few podcasts ago about fall, when does your body rest? And they're finding, I was reading the article on it, they're finding that especially pitching is really the issue because these kids are hurting their arms. And by the time it comes to the major league draft or them scouting them again, they're laid up. Coach Porter?
I think it's good. I think that hopefully it doesn't backfire a little bit and make the fall, late summer and fall showcase period even more hectic for a kid. Right? So the other end of it, I think it's great because, listen, we said it before. And back in the day, so guys that I played with that weren't going to winter ball, right? Pro guys, you realize a lot of those guys, and it's changed some now. I get it. It's changed some now. But a lot of those guys would not touch a baseball to throw. They would work out. Well, these pitchers, realized in October when they were done or they were done with their pro season, a lot of these guys wouldn't touch a baseball to throw till January 1st. Big league guys going to camp. So unless guys were playing winter ball or if they had been hurt and were, doing whatever. I think, one of my college teammates didn't touch a baseball till January 1st after he got done with instructs back, 20 years ago. I know it's changed, but, in this world of, more, this is good. Hopefully somebody doesn't profit off of it for the wrong reason and have their own. And I'm telling you, it happens. It happens all the time. I think it's great, but there's always a but. I'm not 100% certain somebody won't try to abuse it, and abuse is the wrong word, but it's the best descriptor I can have, and try to manipulate it. Not from the pro end, but make different tournaments or I don't know. Everybody today, all you gotta do is get on social media. Everybody's got their spin on something.
Right.
including us. I mean, I would like to think that I not think at all. We do it. We're doing it for the right reasons. We're not perfect humans. We do this for the right reasons. But someone's got their spin on this somehow. I promise.
Well, they've already manipulated a schedule for their travel ball team or something to get around this, and then it goes back to, here's another rule to follow. Well, the more rules you have, the more things you can break.
Yeah.
So where does that come into play? What's keeping Scout from the Baltimore Orioles to go to a travel ball game in this dead period? And because a friend of the family's is playing.
It's called a bird dog.
That's right. How do you monitor? I mean,
and professional baseball, in a lot of ways, has gotten rid of the bird dogs or the associate scouts. This probably will even solidify that more but listen, I don't ever want to question the integrity of anybody. So hopefully I'm certain that major league organizations will really tighten down. And this isn't now here. But here's the thing, though. A lot of these guys they will already have the top guys video. They're going to be these scouts during this time. You got to understand are going to be, video and then doing their homework on these guys. And, there's a lot that goes into the scouting process that they're still going to be doing right now. Just because a guy can't go to a showcase in Fort Lauderdale in December, doesn't mean that a team's not scouting a guy, right? There's a lot to this process, and scouts use this time very wisely anyway. So good job for Major League Baseball. Good job on all that. Let's give these kids a break. Let them hit the weight room. Let them do the right things for their development. Let them take a breather. I've told people this all the time. I didn't play 100 games in a season until I was 21 years old, and I was gassed. A 10-year-old and a 15-year-old don't need to be playing 100 games.
Right.
They need a break. That's why we're losing kids to other sports. I'm telling you, we're losing kids to other sports in baseball.
And I hope they follow through with these coaches. They actually follow through with this. And then the other thing you haven't heard anything about, what happens if a team goes out and scouts during that time? You haven't heard that part of it yet. No. You lose a draft pick. You lose, how does that all play out? So I mean, there's more to come on this, but
once again, there's still video with today's technology.
Sure.
Like you're there, but you're not there.
Correct.
I mean, seriously. I mean, let's face it, right?
That's right.
If Hugh Freeze can coach a college football game from a hospital bed, we can scout on. I mean, how do you think we scouted? How do you think pro scouts scouted during COVID? They were off the road for quite a bit of time. Video evaluation. Remember, we got to remember this. We're in a time period where quote unquote old school scouts aren't getting jobs or are losing their jobs. And we know people who have, all three of us, right? Good scouts, good baseball men. And they're either being positions eliminated and altogether because the analytics people can, quote unquote, do the same job. I'm just saying. Or you have more video analysis, all that stuff. So scouting's kind of gone in that direction anyway. Scouts aren't going to get behind with this. The guys that are on the road 60,000 miles a year aren't like the scouting game's changed quite a bit. Right. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just telling you.
Well, the whole recruiting game has changed. That's why we're an entity that you need to use. Yeah. And what you guys are saying about video, I saw a junior college pitcher. I'm not going to say the junior college because I've seen them play. videotape himself with a radar gun on a phone throwing pitches at 93, 94 miles an hour and got a Division I scholarship second semester.
Oh,
They brought him in and tried him out. So, I mean, there's ways around it. I think what the gist of this rule, and Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, is just to get kids that it's probably to protect Major League Baseball too. Saying, look, we didn't come to see you. We didn't tell you to go pitch. But if you're out there pitching, it's because you got another advisor telling you to do that, and we're not going to be there to see you.
Right.
It tends to shut the arm down.
Correct.
Right. Because in all honesty, to piggyback off of Zach, unless you're like a pro player in winter ball, do you really need to be pitching in December?
No.
But
No.
they can't. They can't.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Major League guys can't. They have a December dead period.
You know? What do you mean they can't?
The Major League Baseball Players Association, they cannot make contact with that player
Right,
during December.
but guys can play winter ball.
Mexican League and all that.
Mexican League.
Guys are in. I'm just saying, like guys are in Venezuela, Puerto
Sure.
Rico, Dominican Republic, and Mexico. You know, pitching all winter, so they can.
Well, here's the number 2 misnomer with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball, and tell me what you guys think on this, will use the automated ball strike challenge system starting next season. Now, here's my take, and then I'm going to let you guys run with it. But the game was too long. Now, to speed up the game, we gave the pitcher 20 seconds. So now each team gets 2 challenges for a missed call ball strikes. The pitcher, the catcher are the ones the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter are the only ones that can initiate the challenge. How they go about this? They say, I don't think that was that pitch. They tap their helmet. It goes to up to the booth. They show it on the big screen. If it's successful, they keep 2 challenges. If it's not, they lose 1. And when they're done, they're done. But we've gone from slow baseball to speed up baseball to what is this going to do now? And, and Zach made a good point. We were talking earlier, this is Major League. How long before it's all the way down?
Well, I mean, they're already doing it in AA.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, AA's already implemented it. I mean, that was the trial, and I actually talk a lot to a catcher that was in that level and dealt with the ABS, and his receiving technique changed because instead of trying to fool the umpire, we're trying to trick the hitter to win strikes. So we're trying to project our confidence as a catcher onto the hitter and not just the umpire. Coach Porter listens to me complain about winning marginal pitches and how there's such a big deal in ball games this year. I mean, I can boil down. I mean, even in our high school season, Coach, how many games did we lose because of one pitch, or did we win because of one pitch? Right?
Yeah, and I think you're still gonna do that. I mean,
Yes.
you got to listen. This game it's like a game of attrition, and it's like we're taking so much. There's only so much, like there's got to be human error in this game. There's human error with the players. I'm all about the replay type stuff, but we're just we're just digging into, and I don't mind the baseball speed up rule either, by the way.
Well, I don't mind. I wasn't saying.
I don't.
Yeah,
No,
but
no. I'm just saying when we talk about the new rules.
Yeah.
You know, you play 162 games from a player's perspective. I get it. You're there. Some long games. I'm not head over heels about, you know, the international rule and the in extra innings or whatever with the runner at second base. Hey, listen, we're paying these guys a lot of money. You need to play, right? The game isn't. I think that stuff's cool in a travel ball tournament. I think that. I mean, we don't even do that in high school. We don't do it in college, right? I mean, unless they've changed something. But like, I think that I think you play the game. You don't do that in the playoffs, right? Or do we do it? Do they do it in the playoffs? Exactly. I'm okay with some of the instant replay stuff that they do, just because, you know, I'm okay with that. But getting into the balls and strike stuff, guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. Watch video clips of umpires in the 80s and 90s and see that 17-inch plate be a 19-inch plate. And then let's take a look at some of, you know, people's pitching performances and that type of stuff. Guys, I think we're just going and going and going with this stuff, that it's like there's a line. And yeah, I mean, if I was the benefactor and got a strike 3 on somebody late in a ball game, great. But this game is, you know, all you hear about with this game is it's a game of failure and blah 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 blah. Okay, all right, it is, right? I mean, failure in this game is so high that we actually put errors in the box score by runs and hits.
Right.
Think about it. That's how hard this game is. How many other sports do that? Like when you watch TV, runs, hits, errors. So I get it. However, what has made this game beautiful is the human performance and the athletes that play and the ability to overcome things and the ability to that type of stuff, the ability to overcome human error, right? Umpires are part of the game too. If a player isn't going to make every play, an umpire certainly is not going to make every play either. And I think we have such a big evaluation process with umpires. It's so hard to be an umpire. I think we're going too far.
I think too. You compare the umpires from before to now. I think that the umpires are similar. I think technology has been the enemy of the umpires.
Yeah.
You know, would we even be talking about this rule if they didn't give umpires? Well, this one had 50% correctness, and this one was 95, and this one had a perfect game. You know, are we talking about 5 to 10 umpires that are messing these calls up, and the other ones are pretty good? And if that's the case, what is Major League Baseball and the Umpire Association doing about the ones that are making the mistakes then? You know, I've always been a firm believer that, you know, you have access to the players after the game during interviews and put them up there. Umpires are part of the game. Let the people have access to the umpires.
And they do sometimes. In the playoffs. In the playoffs or after a big game. But guys, I'm telling you, we're just going and going and going, like, in our game. And I think there's a lot of good, but like at some point, like the grassroots of this game, like I feel like we're kind of taking, I don't know, we're creating really good players and all that stuff. Just
there'll probably be a time, Zach, when, you know, the coaches are sitting home and they have a joystick and they bring the player up, and the other coach on the other side has the pitcher and he's throwing the pitches and
it's a claw machine. It's a claw machine. They just pick a player up, plop them in the.
What was
The
that
claw
movie?
machine.
There was a movie years ago, Rollerball, I think it was called, where the owner sat in a box and they did all this, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, is it really looking to come to that? I mean, I won't be here to see that, but
What's the competition, right? That's what we got to look at. We got to look at what's. I mean, all right. So, main competition right now for Major League Baseball is Banana Ball, and Banana Ball's selling out every stadium
right,
that they even remotely lay eyes on.
it's an entertainment business.
Yeah, and so it's, it's. I don't want to say it's adapt or die, but there's got to be, and I mean, right? Theo Epstein took a position within Major League Baseball to try to progress some of the rules. I think he's behind a lot of these modifications and these changes. I don't know how much of a fingerprint he has on them. I mean, and so it's a tough balance because I mean, as a catcher, I want to steal every strike that we can, right? And now, I mean, this is kind of locking us out in a certain way because if the hitter's always right, they get unlimited challenges.
It's not
right?
good. It's
Right?
not good, but here's the thing when we talk about the competitions, Banana Ball, it is. It's good. It's a different brand. They don't play 162 games in 180 days. Now, the reason I say that is because, I mean, they play a more of a spread out schedule. I think it's great. I love to watch it. It's fun. It's different. Blah blah blah. But it's a different brand of baseball. It's a different type of baseball. Right. And those
It's
players
the Harlem
are
Globetrotters of baseball.
crazy talented. But here's the thing, though. When we talk about the competition, though, do you really think if you multiplied there's how many teams? If the Tailgaters, right?
They've got 4 now.
Yeah,
Four teams now. Okay. All right. How many teams do we have in Major League Baseball?
30.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What's 30 times 81?
243.
Okay. So that means every one of those 30 teams has 81 home dates out of 162, right? Do you really think that the Savannah Bananas would sell out at that rate as well? I mean, no, because at some point, and I've said this before, you know, if you eat pizza all the time, chances are you're going to be like, I don't want to eat pizza. So in baseball, it goes up and down. So you have high market, low market, mid market, right? You have winners, you have losers. So people go to watch the winning teams play. Not as many people go watch the losing teams play. Now, if the Savannah Bananas showed up and played the New York Yankees and beat them 3 out of 4, that's sustainable for a while. Okay? Now, I don't. If you put them in the major league, I mean, those guys are really, really good, but
they are good.
They're better than good. They're like I can't imagine. But my point is, they've got a model that works. They're not going to do it 162 times in a season because I don't know that model works like it does now. So they're smart and say, well, we're going to do it, whatever that number is, 40 times a year and play in front of 75,000 people 40 times. And this merchandise, this blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then people still want to eat pizza. And every time they add a little bit of a different ingredient to that pizza, right? They add a magic mushroom or they add this and with the new rule and people start craving it. I mean, and it's fresh and it's new. Major League Baseball, like when you get to game 60 and your team's, you get to game 140 and your team's, 47 and, 47 and 113 or 40, I don't know, whatever. You're going to go, yeah, I mean, I get why there's 8,500 people on a Tuesday night game in the first week of September. but still, the athletes are humans. Like,
Right.
it's once again fine. You want to do an instant replay for an out safe call? All for it. We have enough technology. We're not, but like everything, like everything now. I mean, we watch every game and it's got a freaking strike zone on there. Like, these dudes very rarely miss. And if they do miss, it's like, wow. I just watched I just watched a game last night where these hitters are walking back to the dugout. This dude's, he's throwing low 3/4. He's throwing sliders. The ball's coming off his middle finger. It's running all over the place. And the catcher's brilliant. And these hitters are like, that's a ball. And they go back. It's a strike.
Yeah.
Like, let's, I mean, I get the whole baseball is fun movement and all that stuff, but like, it was really, really fun, in 19, whenever too. You know what I mean? I just, okay.
Well, there's so many, and I'll end it with this. There's so many other factors now too. Like I can go see this. I can take 4 people to the Savannah Bananas without having to give up a mortgage payment. Where I go to Major League Baseball game, so it's more of an entertainment value versus, you juggle it.
It's starting to balance now. Savannah Bananas kind of hard to get into anymore.
It's hard to get into, but the ticket prices are staying pretty similar, and it's like that doesn't make the thing any better. But when you have a guy that's getting like a Juan Soto that's getting $100,000 a game to play, coming up to bat, and he looks at call third strike, and somebody's, what do you do at that point? It's coming down to, but who knows? It's still to be determined. I've got to see it operate. I've got to see how they're going to do it. And is this just the beginning? Balls and strikes. What's going to happen now? Foul balls. Did it hit the pole? Did it? We're going to need umpires down the line, or do we just use the cameras from now on? So I don't know where they're headed with it. And like Chad said, everybody makes mistakes, and if you're one of the people that make enough mistakes, call you in, say, look, you got to get better. You're going to go back down to the minors until you get better. If a ball player is not playing well in the major leagues, guess what? You're going to get sent down, work on your game, and then we'll bring you back up.
That's right. But wait, though, we're gonna make the perfect player, and everybody's gonna start playing with robots.
We're gonna put a chip in the ball.
It's gonna have a robot with an exit velo of 150, right? And or we're gonna start, genetically, I don't know, creating beings, from.
You won't do it. You won't do it.
No, but you'd love it. You'd love it.
Well, you know what?
Love it.
I think next week, let's follow up with this next week, because I just don't understand. I understand because it gives somebody a job to do. But if I hit a home run, why do I care if the ball went out at 112 miles an hour or if the ball went out at 80 miles an hour? It went out.
Yeah.
Probably not going to get a whole lot of 80s out.
Okay.
And we can break down that data.
Stop.
I put them on
because
the
I mean, right, the optimal launch angle is between 25 and 35 degrees. And Coach Porter's about to I'm seeing him unpeel a layer of skin.
We'll talk about this next week. We'll talk about the analytics, and I think we should get into some analytic, what's important, what's played up.
Absolutely.
Because, there's some analytics that are important, and there's some that are just out there, and we'll get into that more next week. But if you got any opinion or questions on these two things we talked about tonight, the Major League Baseball dead period or the ABS challenges and like that, get ready. If it's successful in major leagues, it won't be long before it's in college. And after that, high school softball, be ready, high school softball. It's gonna be there. But send us an email. We got all our emails right there on the screen. Get to that questionnaire for that free evaluation. We saw some good tournaments this past weekend, got some kids, and we're looking for more. But next week, analytics. Coach Cart, you'll be ready with that. Coach Porter will be shaking his head, and I'll be laughing on the other side. We'll figure it all out. Until then, we'll see you